Hello everyone, Jessica here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making a Christmas card, part of my Christmas card series. And I'm going to be making a shaker card this time. Now this one, the colors are a little strange on it. It's not a traditional color combination for Christmas or the holidays. But it was for the Lawn Fawnatics or the Lawn Fawnatics challenge, and they had like a color inspiration board for like their brand rainbow paper. So that's what inspired the colors. I never got this one like uploaded or wrote a blog post or even took a picture really of the card before the challenge expired. So that's just the way my week has been, last week actually, has been going. But I've taken some black cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, and I used that Gingerbread Friends, the smallest gingerbread die, and I just die cut him 4 times. I've already glued that acetate or the clear cardstock. This is from Paper Tray Ink, so they call it clear cardstock, I believe. But I already glued that to the underside. But I wanted to line up this black cardstock. Which sounds kind of weird, but I wanted to add in the blue, and I thought this would actually be a lot brighter. I didn't think that the Distress Oxide ink would be this dark, even on black paper. But I'm just experimenting. I'm just playing around. So it was a good little trial, but both of those blues, even though they're different blues or different colors of blues, they look the same. So there wasn't a whole lot of difference, and I did stick those little gingerbread men back in to act as a mask because I didn't think about doing this until I had already glued that acetate onto the back. I'm going to use this piece of foam that I have, and if you've been watching my channel for some time, you might have seen this stuff used before. It's just something that I had found on a good clearance deal, so I have a lot of rolls of it, but I actually go through another roll, so I'm almost done with this stuff. I don't like it that much because the backing paper is really hard to get off sometimes. Not so much with this roll, but I had another roll that the backing paper just split and would just stick to that foam adhesive so much that it was almost unusable, and it was really annoying. But you know, when you don't like using something just because of that a bad experience, yeah, that was that case. I'm taking that Embossing Buddy and I plopped it down in each of those 4 little rectangles, and that's gonna get that powder all over. I'm gonna take that paintbrush and move that powder around so that all the sides of that foam tape won't be sticky anymore. That way the sequins will stay, we'll be able to move around and the sequins won't stick to any of the sides. So helpful when making shaker cards. I really liked a bunch of Doodlebug colors. I also brought in some Paper Tray ink and a little bit of Simon Says Stamp too. Just mixed them all together. I didn't have a whole lot of that blue purple sequins, so that one's a little light, but this will work out in the end. I'm using my tweezers to help pull up that backing. That is helpful, and that does make using this stuff a little easier. But like I said before, that one roll though, it was so bad. Basically have this little shaker card done. I was not liking how that blue background was looking on that black cardstock. I tried splattering water on it, but it was already pretty dry and the ink wasn't reacting to the water like I thought it would. So, I mean, what are you going to do? I already have the sequins in. I've already used all that adhesive foam tape. I just decided to splatter it. Just make a mess of it. So, I'm using my Copic Opaque white, and I have a water brush. I already wetted that down. And I'm going to do the same with this Kiritake Ganze Tombi Starry Night watercolors. I believe this is the Champagne Gold. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm using the champagne gold. I can see it. So I'm just splattering that all over this whole piece. It's going to take a long time to dry, but I really think it just helped in that solid blue and black background. I really did not like that. I'm going to use another Lawn Fawn stamp set, and this one I'm using is Sprinkled with Joy. It had that oven on it, but I'm just going to use a couple of their sentiments. I'm using Versamark, and I'm using my travel stamp platform. I'm going to heat emboss these with some Ranger White embossing powder. And I'm just using some scrap cardstock that I found in my scrap cardstock jar. I have like a really large mason jar, and I just throw all of these scraps in there. And then if I need a certain color or need something really quick, I usually just dump it out or search in there real fast. And it works. So I've kind of laid out where I wanted my sentiments, but I'm going to move a few of those. I thought these little gingerbread men looked really weird, not only because they're white in the background, because gingerbread is normally a brown color, so they look more like snowmen to me, but I also wanted to add faces to them, and I was trying to figure out the best way to do this, and I thought, well, why not make a mask using one of the gingerbread cutouts? And so I cut the face out of the gingerbread die cut, and then I can place that piece into each slot. And then I use my Nuvo Ebony Black crystal drops. It's basically like using a stencil with Nuvo drops. So it did work out pretty well. Some of them have kind of a funky eyes, but it wasn't too bad. Maybe they're winking or something, I don't know. But that worked pretty well. I was pretty satisfied with that one. That's one of the reasons why I actually wanted to show this card, was because I think that's kind of a fun tip for Nuvo drops. Something I hadn't thought of before. I haven't seen it before, so. To dress these guys up a little bit more and add some more color, I'm using some Doodlebug Tiny Hearts. These are like little enamel stickers, and I just use those for the buttons. Now I'm going to adhere the sentiments, and I have Holidays Be Sprinkled with Joy. I thought that was cute with the sequins and all that splatter and the gingerbread people or snowmen, however you want to look at them. And then I also add in the shake and bake because it made me laugh and I thought it was funny. So here we have it. I'm going to adhere that or whole shaker thing to a long legal sized card base. I had to make this one, and that's it for this card. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you've been enjoying my Christmas card series. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you would have changed for this card. I'm just curious, and I think I might try to redo it at a later date. Who knows? And that's it for me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. All the products I used are linked below and also my blog. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one.